Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this edition of Yorkville Sports. You're in the nest, the Eagles Nest, and I'm your host, Joe Patrick. Well, we're recording today live from inside the Yorkville Baseball Academy, where we have our baseball after school in full effect. That's Jamie, John, and Clark. Right, all of the coaches there out there training our young boys. But when we return, we're going to give you the scores from September 24th. That's the travel baseball scores from September 24th. When we return to the Eagles Nest. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and you know where you're at. You're in the Eagles Nest, and I'm your host, Joe Patrick. These are the delayed results from September 24th. Kylie gave it to me a little late. Remember, as I said, we were like 3 weeks in when we last spoke to you guys, and we didn't have the third week. Well, this is the third week. We had two other weeks. We had a holiday weekend. We had a tournament that we just did, but we want to give you the results from week September 24th. So without further ado, the 8U South, they played the Bombers. They split. They lost their first game 12-7, and the second game they won 14-4. 12-7, 14-4 win. And the 8U North, they were rained out. Now, I have to tell you, sooner or later, these kids are going to wind up playing a game. That's the buzzer going off in here. Well, anyway, disregard the buzzer. But as I was saying, sooner or later, these kids are going to play a game. We're hoping that they get their game in this week, all right? So hopefully this Saturday. It's supposed to be bad weather again. I don't know what it is. The Gremlins are up there in heaven just doing things to our team. Anyway, they were rained out. The 9U South team, they played the Kings. They won both of their games. 9U South, they won 10-0 and 6-3. 10-0, 6-3 win for the 9U South. 9U North, they tied one game. They played the Titans. They lost 11-9, really close, and they tied in the second game 3-3. So what happened with those ties? What do you want, a bow tie, a necktie? No ties in here. We have to win these games, all right? That's right, win these games. Anyway, the 10U South lost both games. They played Rybrook. We're not going to give you scores. Doesn't matter. All right? They lost both of their games. And the 10U North team, they were rained out. They were supposed to play the Pelham team, the Pelham Bay team, and they lost that game. They were rained out. The 11U South, that's the Cardinals. They played the Cardinals, and they lost both their games. And one of them really was a blowout, but we're not even going to talk about that. They lost both their games against the Cardinals. And, guys, you just have to come back from that. The week before, at least I believe the week before, they did really well against the team that they played, but they lost last on the 24th of September. The 11U North team, they played the Game of Fury, and they were rained out, so we didn't get their games in either. 14U, they were rained out. They were playing the TM Select. And the 15U team, they played at Throsneck, and they lost both their games nailed by this very close 4-2 and 3-2. We're giving you those scores because they were so close. All right, so that's it for the travel baseball report from September 24th. We don't have anything on our basketball teams because, remember, our travel basketball teams are preparing to play. They're practicing every week. I think they practice twice a week and so on. So we'll be looking for some scores and some highlights and some stuff from them. Our tackle football team, from what I understand, they won that first week. They didn't do so good last week. They took it on the chin. They lost their game. We had some footage, but we don't know where the footage is at. So Daquan and Coach Matt, get that footage over to us. Win, lose, or draw, we want to see what our boys are doing. So with that said, this is the abbreviated edition of the Eagles Nest. We're here live in the Yorkville Baseball Academy. And I just have to say, no matter what, win, lose, or draw, we're Eagles. And as Eagles, we fly higher than anybody else. And we come down on whole teams with our talents, and we shake them around and we shake things up to bring about the best possible baseball, basketball, or football program here in New York City. And if you want to get more information about us, all you have to do is log on to the internet, go to yyaa.org, click on the sport of your choice, and we'll get you hooked up. We're registering for the winter session right now. And if you need help, just call us at 212-360-0022, and we'll make sure that you get all the information. All right? Well, that's it for me. We'll be back next week with more scores, highlights, or something. Whatever we got, we're going to give it to you. From the Eagles Nest. For Arlene Verga, I'm Joe Patrick. We'll see you next week.